We're traveling and tasting for you, so we get even more French in West Palm Beach.
And we find another great Chardonnay you need to put on your list.
We have a recipe to make that vodka a citrus oasis.
Then we take in the cuisine of a Massachusetts sea town.
And we feast on some steaks that only a Super Bowl winning coach can provide.
Then we bring you the innovative new way to lower your golf score.
All next on Undercover Jetsetter. Hi everyone, cheers. We are jet setting around the world to bring you a wide variety of tastes and flavors.
And we are going to go to West Palm Beach to bring you another great French restaurant. So we're in West Palm Beach during the winter.
But you can hit Café Boulud any time of the year. The celebrity chef behind this beautiful place is Daniel Boulud. You may have heard of him or seen him on Bravo's hit show, Top Chef.
He's got restaurants in places like Las Vegas, Boston, New York, London, Singapore, Toronto, and Miami, just to name a few.
And he's also a multiple James Beard Award recipient, so we knew this place had to be phenomenal.
And it was. Café Boulud is in the Brazilian Court Hotel, a high-end luxury place to stay.
On this night, we decided to hit the lounge area of Café Boulud. The food was just as fabulous and inventive.
Now first, we tried this amuse-bouche, and my bouche was delighted. The bread was so crunchy, we had to turn down the microphones.
Well, my bouche was screaming with joy. This was a fun twist on a turkey dinner, all in one bite. And there was also a cranberry reduction sauce.
Now, it wasn't on the menu that night, but it should be. Now, next, we dove into their homemade potato chips. This is like crack to a munchie freak.
They are made with French curry. This was not the only order of chips that we had either. These were light and seasoned to perfection, not too salty or overpowering, just right.
And get a look at these heirloom tomatoes, but there is more than tomatoes here. How about an egg?
Yes, there is a tea-soaked egg. In addition, there is white soy jalapeno and rice balls. Was it good?
Well, we wouldn't let the waiter take the bowl until we had sopped up all the juice. Don't even think about it, buddy. Next, we got the lardon, which was a lard of good stuff.
This was comprised of burgundy escargot, baby artichokes a la grecque, crispy roulienne, fine herb garlic coulis, and of course, the lardon, which was exceptional.
Now, we just had a sampling of some of these delicious items, but there is much more.
Oh yes, the menu is quite robust and extensive, and it is loaded with French cuisine that focuses on local produce and seafood.
They also have a great wine list with lots of French and American wines to choose from.
We enjoyed a Val de Mer Chardonnay from Burgundy and a Santa Barbara Chardonnay called Au Bon Clement.
Café Boulud is in the Brazilian Court, great place to visit in the Florida winters or anytime.
A little later, we go north to a New England fishing village.
But when we come back, we're going to go back into the kitchen and we're going to try another great Chardonnay, and we're going to teach you how to make Orangecello vodka. All right, this is the famous Orangecello that you've been telling me about and you've made for us, and let's take a taste.
Cheers.
Oh my God, that is good. Oh my God.
Wow. And it's, the longer you let this sit, the better it is.
Wow, you get the orange taste coming up, and you can tell there's liquor in there, but it's not like the medicine-y. It's got a lot infused in there too. Mm-hmm. And how long did it take you to make this?
Well, to make it, it's very short. It's very, very easy and simple to make. And the beauty of it is it's so fresh and tasty. It's a great aperitif and a great digestive too. So you can have it before dinner or after dinner. It's a fun cocktail to have at a dinner party. We put it in martini glasses, but you can put it in any kind of a cordial glass or any kind of fun glass that you have. I would go even in like one of those tall flute champagne glasses would be good too. And it's just a great kind of summer drink because it's fresh oranges. All it is fresh oranges and vodka, basically. And you just let it sit. You make it. I'll show you how I made it in just a second, but you make it. It takes maybe 10 minutes by the time you're done with everything. You just put it all together and you throw it in the fridge and you just let it sit for a minimum of 48 hours, I would say. But I mean, I've actually, to be honest, had this sitting for about a month. And I mean, it's fabulous.
Wow.
It's the longer you let it sit, the more the orange and the fresh sweetness of the orange infuses into the vodka.
So it's, I wouldn't put this over ice.
No, I mean, you could
Yeah.
if you wanted to. I mean, I think even with some crushed ice would be nice.
Yeah.
On its own, it's great. But you could also use it in making other drinks too, like margaritas, or you could make an orangecello martini and combine this with more vodka, something like that.
Yeah.
Here's another idea that I just had. Top it with some Prosecco.
Yeah.
And that would be a very good summer kind of cocktail party drink. And the color is great. And remember, that color is all from the oranges. So that's all just naturally infused into the vodka. Now you can use any kind of vodka you like, your favorite vodka. I probably wouldn't use a cheap vodka, but something, you know, Tito's, Grey Goose, anything like that. Whatever your favorite is.
So how did you make it?
Well, let me show you.
First, you want to take 5 oranges, preferably organic, and remove the peels from the oranges using a vegetable peeler. Keep the peels in long strips. Avoid the white pith part of the orange, as this can make it bitter. You can keep the oranges for another use, as we won't be needing them here. Next, put the orange peels into a pitcher that can hold a bottle of vodka. A 2-quart size pitcher works great. Choose your favorite vodka. It can be any kind you like, and pour over the top of the orange peels. Cover with plastic wrap and let it sit at room temperature for 3 to 4 days. Strain the orangecello through a mesh strainer and discard the peels. Chill the orangecello for at least 4 hours prior to enjoying.
What I think is cool is that, and tell me if I'm wrong, keeping the orange peels on that has a lot to do with what you came up with.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because the orange peel really has that strong, orangey, fresh flavor, and it infuses into the vodka. So it just becomes so orange flavored, for want of a better word. It's just pure orange. The skins have an oil, like an orange oil in them. So I think that kind of imparts itself into it, and that's why it kind of has a glossy look to it. You know, it's a little bit shiny and silky.
Well, I think, you know, for someone like me, because like when I'm doing a margarita or something, I like squeezing it. So resist the temptation to squeeze, correct?
You don't want to squeeze the oranges because you're not making orange juice. You just want, really, most of the flavor comes from the skins. And then obviously, like I had left it in there for 3 days, you would want to take it out.
Okay, well, that's great. This is super. This is a great summer drink, and you can use it for a pre-dinner cocktail or an after-dinner aperitif.
Yeah,
Cool.
absolutely. Or I would even put it with some barbecue food, barbecue chicken with the Prosecco in it. I think it'd be a nice light accompaniment to some food.
There you go. Very nice.
Very
job.
easy to make too. Cheers.
Orangecello. And welcome back. We continue with our best Chardonnays in the world. And actually, this is one you introduced me to.
Yeah, it's called Meiomi, and it should be on your list too. So this is Meiomi. We discovered this wine together. So it was an interesting enlightenment. Out of nowhere, we were in the grocery store one day. We happened to see this bottle of Meiomi. And I said, that's an interesting label. We hadn't heard anything about it. We didn't know anything about it. We look at it, and it's a Wagner family wine. So we bought it, and we said, you know what? It's a Wagner family wine. They do 2 of our other favorite wines, Camus and Conundrum. Oh, 3 actually,
Yeah,
and Mer Soleil.
Mer Soleil.
So 3 of our favorite wines. So we got it, and it delivers on everything that we had hoped for.
And the irony is that we actually could taste a little Mer Soleil in it.
Yeah, and it's funny because we just were saying it's a blend of Mer Soleil, which is a Wagner family wine, and actually Ferrari Carano. It's got a little of the Italian acidic grape in there, and they do source their grapes from 3 different places. So we'll tell you about that in just a minute. But it's very interesting, great wine with food, and great sipping wine.
And I would say it's balanced.
Absolutely.
Because it's not too big, even though it is big with butter and oak. You get a lot of fruit, you get a lot of creaminess in there. But again, it's different.
Yeah. And you get a lot of, you get the apple, you get the lemon, you get the guava, the acid in the first initial aroma. Then when you taste it, the flavors are oaky, buttery, creamy, super like melted butter on a piece of toast, kind of creamy. I mean, it's just, then you get that delightful blend, and I think that's what makes it a great Chardonnay food wine.
I just had it with some Asiago that has rosemary on it, and it was superb.
And earlier I had it with some goat cheese and herbs. Fabulous. So I don't think I would pair this again with a steak, but I would pair it with a pork or even a lamb. Definitely all fish. I mean, you could go with, if you did like some nice pastas with seafood, with shrimp, with lemon, things like that, that would be fabulous. Anything else really? I mean, most cheeses I think it would go great with. Even a blue cheese I think would be good.
Yeah, and it's a good sipping wine too. If you just want to have a glass late in the afternoon or even as a nightcap, I think that this would work perfectly.
Oh, absolutely. And they also have a Pinot that they make. It's interesting because you can find it in most grocery stores. So it's very, very readily available. It's a very good price point for a great bottle of wine if you just want to have two of you with some cheese and wine, or, you know, a couple of people with cheese and wine and a few other things, or bring to a wine tasting party. It's a great bottle of wine for that. Here's some tasting notes we found. It's a blend of Chardonnay grapes from 27% Santa Barbara, 36% Sonoma, and 27% Monterey. So again, the Monterey is going to bring that round fruit, creamy texture. The Santa Barbara brings exotic spice, and Sonoma, they say, brings crisp apple and lean minerality. And it's really the minerality that you're smelling in the beginning with the apple. And then you have this great creaminess at the end. It's very delicious.
And it took me a while to actually pronounce the name correctly. It is Meiomi. So I had a difficult time with that.
Oh, solo mio.
Yes, has a little bit of that in there. So, but it is called Meiomi, and we put this at probably in the top 10 of Chardonnays.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I would definitely put it up there, you know, just because it's so versatile and it tastes delicious. And again, if you love that oaky butteriness, it's got that creamy texture in there and that whole layer of that, but it's balanced. It's a nice layer of different flavors together, the fruit, the oaky buttery, and then also the minerality and the acidity, which makes it such a great well-rounded wine. So that's why it's on our top 10.
Yeah, nice complexity, that's for sure. All right, well, enjoy the Meiomi.
Cheers.
Cheers. And we'll have more Chardonnays coming up on future shows. And if you have one you want us to try, all you have to do is tweet us at UCFoodieTV, #Undercover Jetsetter.
Next up, we hit New England, and then we dine Super Bowl style.
Welcome back. Of course, I grew up in New England, so I know all the great taste up there, and plus, I'm a chowder head.
And a lobster nut. Now, up next, we get to explore a Massachusetts fishing village and get some flavors and twists on some New England cuisine.
Nothing better than summer in New England. We are north of Boston. This is in Rockport, Massachusetts. Lovely, lovely spot.
Yeah, really a little charming, quintessential kind of New England town that you would find on the seaport there.
A little fishing village, and of course, great to go in the summer and even in the fall. You wouldn't want to be here in the winter, I don't think, because it actually kind of closes up, and the winters get harsh here. But there is good food.
So we discovered this little restaurant, Seventh Wave. It's actually on the second floor, so you walk up some stairs, and we had a Bloody Mary there with vodka infused with jalapeno. Boy, was it pretty hot.
It was hot. In fact, we had to ask them to kind of tone it down a little bit. And you and I usually like spicy stuff, but infused jalapenos, that was absolutely great. Now this might have been the pièce de résistance. Of course, we had a bigger portion coming up later, but these clams steamed in chorizo.
Yes, chorizo, garlic, onions. You see some other things there. Oh my gosh, this broth was to die for.
Yeah, in fact, you and I don't eat bread. We actually ate the bread so we could have the broth. And then, of course, if you're in New England, you have to have lobster, and you have to say it right.
This lobster was really delicious, and you can see it's pretty huge, so we had to split one, but it was very nice, very lovely, typical lobster perfection.
And this is Rockport, Massachusetts. So if you get a chance, it's just north of Boston, and it's a great place to go and relax and enjoy yourself.
We also go back to Ohio, not too far from the Football Hall of Fame.
And we actually found a Super Bowl winning coach who knows how to cook up some steak.
Independence, Ohio, sports bar name for legendary football coach Don Shula, seen here with another legend that we can vouch for, Johnny U. Both world-class nice guys.
But what about this bar food? Whoa. Hey, Coach, forget about your Dolphins going undefeated in '73. You may have won the Lombardi Trophy for steak. Now that is how you do medium rare filet mignon.
Nice sauce, not meat. And the veggies, sauteed like a Bob Greasy down and out, crisp but delicate, not overdone.
Parmesan mashed potatoes with potato chunks and skins busted through like Zonka on 3rd and goal. Hearty, but gets the job done.
Touchdown.
We chased it with this Mer Soleil Reserve Chardonnay. That's right, a white. Coach always believed throw when they think you're gonna run.
Shula's 2 in Independence, Ohio.
And like New England, we suggest visiting Ohio in the warmer weather months, unless you really like that cold weather.
Which she does not. I can verify that. Now, if you want to help your golf game, you do not want the cold weather, but you do want this next innovation that we're going to show you when we come back.
Now, we found a very innovative method to lowering your golf scores, even if you're a bogey golfer.
Yeah, I think so. This is really cool. And it gets to the heart of actually taking strokes off your game.
All right, we are here with Kerry Davis with the Lower Your Score Golf Academy. And Kerry, what's the main premise behind this?
That there's only one barometer in golf. That's the scorecard. And the average golfer shoots about 100. We have the ability with our training center to reduce the scores for those golfers, to improve their putting, their chipping, and their long game. Most golfers don't practice and don't take lessons because they don't see any improvement. With our system, they'll see marked improvement in all 3 areas of the game.
And this is really kind of a thinking man's guide to being a bogey golfer, to improve from being a bogey golfer.
We've been doing research for about 1.5 to 2 years, and during that time we've found some amazing things. Things that I don't think anybody else ever identified. Let me give you an example. Most important shot to a bogey golfer is the shot after they've missed the green. Normally those shots leave them about 50 yards short, and we realize that getting on the green and getting down in 2 to make a bogey is more important than any other part of the game.
If you just play bogey golf, you're going to shoot like a 90. And for a lot of guys, 90's not too bad. But just think, using your system, if you can shave 5 strokes off there, a lot of guys would be really happy with an 85.
John, 10% of the golfers that play, of the 27 million of us, have the ability to break 100 legitimately. Only 10% of those, or 1% of the entire group, break 90 legitimately. So the point is, these people are out there enjoying the game. They're out in the sunshine. It doesn't get any better. The only way to make it better is have a lower score. We can help with that.
Let's talk about the golf swing, the main golf swing, using your driver, using your iron. You're not changing it, right?
No, the average bogey golfer has a pretty good golf swing. The situation with him is that he makes some bad swings, but he also makes a lot of good swings. Most bogey golfers don't knock it out of bounds very often. What they do is they hit it fairly short. But if they hit it in the center of the fairway, that's a good shot. So basically what we do is we analyze the golf swing that they have, because 75 to 90% of them make a good swing on the tee and on their approach shots. But the bottom line for them is to be able to repeat that swing, the good swings. And then we identify what causes the very bad swings. We try and separate those out. We try and make a more repeatable good swing, and we identify the bad swings so that they know why they make a bad swing.
So not only are you talking about it, but you're showing them this on video, so it reinforces it.
We not only show it on video, but we use launch monitors to decide exactly what the best swing is and match that to the videos. Then by doing that, we also have the ability to identify the very bad swing. And by doing that, we can show them what their bad swing is. Most of the time when you go to a teacher, they're going to work on your swing, but they're not identifying the good things that you do, they're just changing you. So we try not to change, we try to help them repeat the good things they already do.
What is it that most golfers do, bogey golfers do, that has that errant shot?
One is reverse weighting, to where your weight is on your back foot when you hit the ball. The other thing that we find are the wrists are very, very hard to control. So the average guy is trying to mimic what the pro golfers do, and that's release with the wrists. If he releases early, he pops it up. If he releases late, he blocks it. He's going to smother it occasionally and knock it far left for the right-handed golfer. And what that does is that makes him insecure in his golf swing. So if you can identify what the good swing is and then show him the reasons for the bad swings, it helps him improve and makes him better and makes him more confident, which is one of the main points of our entire school.
And we will explore how to save strokes on your chipping and putting in future episodes.
Now, if you're interested in traveling to Las Vegas for a lower your score vacation, go to jetsetterdeals.com and they'll help you with everything. It's fast, easy, quick, convenient, and it's exclusive to you, our viewers.
So, cheers.
Cheers. See you next time.